Social media used to be a great way to pass the time and share photos and videos with our friends, talk to them, and comment on what they posted. It was a great way to stay connected with each other. But with the passage of time up to the present day, something has changed, leading to fewer and fewer people posting content and turning social media into something different, with fewer creators and more users with empty profiles, which could lead to the decline of the apps we use every day. So the real question is, how did this happen?
It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What?
Oh, really?
My God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret
Cool.
cult. Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream graph platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati.
In 2008, Wikipedia was already indispensable for any research. On YouTube, there were mainly videos of kittens and accidents, but a few years earlier, in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook, at which time his goal was to create an app for communication between university students.
When we first launched, we were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people. Harvard didn't have a Facebook, so that's the gap that we were trying to fill. And now we're at 100,000 people, so who knows where we're going next. We're hoping to have many more universities by the fall, hopefully over 100 or 200.
But in 2008, it expanded to a larger user base. One could find photo albums, thoughts, the first official engagements, all from a PC. There were no smartphones, but there were social networks. There were those who had more friends, those who managed to snatch a few more likes, but the whole creator economy had not yet begun. They were connecting people, reconnecting past friendships, and providing valuable tips. But how did we manage to publish all those details of our lives? It's simple. There was a change, which started with Zuckerberg because subsequently to become the most used social network in the world, with over 2 billion members, Facebook underwent many transformations. While the novelty was to be able to stay in touch with our friends by sharing links and talking via PCs with the utmost privacy, it then moved on to being used via smartphones. The use of Facebook grew rapidly, and after becoming the most popular platform, Zuckerberg also bought Instagram and later WhatsApp for $22 billion. Instagram was mainly used to post photos, but in 2018, co-founders Systrom and Mike Krieger left the company due to tensions with Facebook's CEO. And just when Facebook, with its many apps, seemed to be firmly dominating the social network market, something turned its plans upside down. Indeed, in 2018, a new platform appears on the digital stage, ready to shake things up. We are talking about TikTok, which is somewhat reminiscent of Vine, closed in 2017. Vine was known for its 6-second videos. Users had to be creative and concise to tell a story or share something interesting in a short time, whereas TikTok allows longer videos, generally from 15 seconds to 3 minutes, and this longer duration allows users to create more elaborate content and explore a variety of styles, not to mention the editing that the platform provides to customize content. This has contributed to the huge success of TikTok, which has changed social media forever by pushing its rivals to reinvent themselves. Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, turned the main feeds of both applications into algorithmically ordered discovery engines and launched Reels, a clone of TikTok embedded in both socials. The result is that short-form videos have conquered the world, creating a very high addiction to this type of content, which, thanks to algorithms that encourage the ever-increasing release of dopamine, has driven us away from the old news feed for good. Already since the pandemic, the use of social media has increased, and with the end of restrictions, the situation has not changed. This new transformation has distorted the feed in such a way as to show less and less appropriate content to the user, by bombarding them with ads, sponsored posts suggested for you, suggested follow, and thus causing a decrease in the visibility of posts that are published day after day. The low visibility of the posts, the constant competition with models, influencers, extreme physical standards is however leading to a decrease in the publications of ordinary users. Precisely because the most downloaded social in the last 2 years has been TikTok. But more than a social, it is a platform. A great tool for those who want to reach thousands of people, but a lousy one for building a social network. Recording a video to share is not easy for everyone, so it is better to keep scrolling, trusting that the algorithm knows what is best for us, leading us into an endless scroll that makes us lose the desire to share our real images and feelings. and so the TikTok profiles remain empty. Instagram profiles keep fewer and fewer photos. Some only have featured stories, abandoning the classic publication of posts. The risk is that by reducing users' posts, there is an increasingly passive use and communication from the few reaches the many. So we have moved from a platform that unites people to one centered on the entertainment of short videos, advertising and irrelevant content, definitively changing users' relationship with social. It used to be that quality content was noticed, now much less. There is an army of people who are better than you at attracting attention, who get paid to do it and who do it to increase the revenue of companies who are now the social media influencers. Influencers are encouraged and often incentivized through product and brand endorsements to increase their visibility on social, and many are becoming more and more adept at attracting and engaging with those who follow them. So these people can easily become attached to influencers to the point of becoming obsessed with them and developing an excessive and damaging attachment. So the real reason why the newsfeed shows less content we like and more ads is because ads in the feed generate more revenue. For example, watching a 5-minute video on YouTube might show 3 ads. Scrolling through Instagram for 5 minutes might show dozens. Watching a video also seems to put consumers in a more passive state of mind than scrolling through a feed of friends' updates, making them less likely to click to buy. Short video apps are also hampered by different targeting. For the audience, part of the appeal of TikTok and its many clones lies in the fact that the user does not have to do anything but watch and swipe when bored. The algorithm exploits this aspect to figure out which types of videos, and thus ads, the user likes. But this aspect does not replace the personal data collected by the previous generation of social networks. Facebook and Instagram could introduce ad-free paid accounts in Europe, as already happened with Spotify and YouTube. The indiscretion comes directly from the New York Times, according to which the US company would like to introduce subscriptions within the 2 social platforms, thus offering customers an alternative to the ad-based service. The free offer will still be available in the European Union, but side by side with the new proposal of the Zuckerberg Group. This, according to the New York Times, would in fact be the hypothesis that Meta is evaluating in response to the recent findings of Brussels regarding data and privacy. Facebook and Instagram make money from advertising, and so it has always been. In 2018, when a senator had asked the 39-year-old billionaire entrepreneur how he kept the 2 socials free, the answer had been coincidental. "Sir, we sell advertising," Zuckerberg had said. "Commercials and ads that work with almost surgical precision, thanks to the intensive data collection carried out beforehand." In fact, Meta certainly has an advantage over its competitor TikTok because it uses a wealth of data built up over a decade and a half, when there were no rules preventing it from tracking user activity across the web. The same company that has to pay the biggest ever settlement for data breach, when it was accused of violating the privacy of millions of users by allowing third-party companies to access their personal data without consent. According to Zuckerberg, recommended posts now account for 15% of content on Facebook, while on Instagram the percentage is already higher. Now, however, that Meta's growth is no longer as strong and the historical user base is getting older, Zuckerberg is aiming for a more aggressive strategy for the newsfeed that is getting closer to competing on equal terms with TikTok, which massively uses artificial intelligence algorithms to offer videos that are of interest to the user, regardless of where they come from. But what if continuing to chase TikTok as a new strategy is itself the problem for the decline of the last few years? While Zuckerberg has always had a tendency to buy the apps of competitors such as Instagram and WhatsApp to create a monopolistic empire, this time it really seems to have no way out. Another huge problem that Meta is unable to solve, and which is one of the main causes of the economic decline, is certainly the new feature introduced by Apple on user tracking. Specifically, the Cupertino giant introduced the App Tracking Transparency System, which allows users to decide whether or not to be tracked and whether or not to receive personalized advertising. It is precisely targeted advertising that represents one of the main features of Facebook's business model. When many users decide not to be tracked, as in fact has happened, according to the most recent data, the value of individual advertisements on the platform drops dramatically, because the possibility for companies to target customers already interested in their products decreases. Mark Zuckerberg's gimmick is to provide an advertising-free version of social media and greater compliance with privacy regulations. Already last November, 11,000 employees were laid off, and it seems that Zuckerberg's house has more cuts planned. According to various reports, Meta's internal situation is in chaos, and all projects are proceeding slowly. The layoffs would therefore seem to be an attempt to salvage what can be saved in some way. This could be either the turning point or the final collapse of Meta.